question to Ling Ling. Because if you're from the Yamasi, how are you claiming 10 different fucking tribes, bro? Make it make sense. Who and prove that you actually come from those people. What's your proof, brother?
One question at a time, brother.
All right, so what's your proof that you come from those people, brother?
So did I hear a Gish Gallop from YK?
No, I simplified it. What's your proof that you was already here, brother? Since you saying you come from all those people.
Right. My proof that I come from here is through my genealogy, through oral history, and also what Europeans documented about the American Negro being unquestionably Indian, especially the Southern Negro. Hello, and this is from the Bureau of American Ethnology.
Okay. What's the name of the document? The genetic, the genealogical.
Wait, hold on. You gotta keep it firm. He answered your question now. He gets to ask you one. What question do you have for YK?
Go ahead.
So, right, gotcha. So you like using haplogroup glyphs. How can you use that to prove race when race is a made-up construct? And you just sitting up here saying that, oh, they're using this Asian example.
What's your question?
This is the same question. How are you using DNA to prove your racial theories?
That's your question. Got you. For one, we're saying that we're using DNA to trace our ancestry, not our race. Now, I got a question for you, brother. What document, because you said you got genealogy, what genealogical document verifies that you was already here? And it has to predate the 1500s, brother, before the white man came here. So what record you got? Since you said genealogy, what is it?
Pottery. You got oral history. Next question. You're checkmated.
What's the genealogy record? I'm not talking about no damn
nigga,
pottery.
there is no fucking written record.
So you don't got
before the 1500s, no Indian was writing on a piece of paper.
So you don't have no genealogy. That's
American Indians. Yes, we do have genealogy, fool.
So what is your
documents that go to the colonial period, fool?
So your name and your ancestors is on the pottery. This is what you're saying?
Are you being retarded?
Hold on. I'm still moderating you niggas because y'all gonna be all over the place. He answered your question, now he gets to ask you one. Do you have a question for YK, brother?
Yes, I do. So, what was the indigenous name of his self-proclaimed West African tribe for Africa? And it better not be no Greco-Roman name. It better not be no Arab name. It gotta be a name that the people chose for their land.
I don't know it. But at the end of the day, that does. If I just told you that it could have been called turtle soup, just like a lot of you niggas is running around here calling yourselves Indians. Your peoples didn't call you that. A lot of y'all are calling yourselves Moors. Y'all didn't call yourselves that. A lot of y'all. So don't ask me a question that you can't prove yourself. Now, back
yes,
to
we
what
can. We can prove this.
I answered you. Now let me answer.
No, that's not simple. That's galloping. You have to be in order for you to be an Abos.
That's my question, brother.
No, nigga, we're gonna keep this progressive, nigga. Let him ask you the damn question.
Thank you, sir. Now, how does pottery prove your genealogy? Meaning your people, where you come from. Make that make sense.
So how does pottery prove that? It's a part of archaeology, right? And that's a part of genealogy. Hello. So how in the world can you sit up here and criticize the definition of Aborigine, but you can't even prove your Aboriginal status to Africa without having a fucking name to your fucking landmass?
Is that your question?
Answer the question.
Is that your question? All right, cool.
Answer the goddamn question.
Because unlike you, I actually have real records that say my great grandparents were
Before
born
the 1500s.
Wait, bro, let me finish.
Let him answer the question, bro. Let him answer the question, bro.
That say they were born in Africa. Now, what is the name of this pottery that proves that you are indigenous to America? We need to know the name of this pottery, sir.
The Etowah pottery.
What's the name of it?
You got the Etowah mound pottery.
You said the Etowah, so now you Etowah.
Yes, fool.
Okay, cool.
Yes, these are Muskogean people.
What's your question, brother? What's your question?
LOL. They take place. Hold on, clown. They take place.
What's your question, brother?
This is how retarded you are. You say, oh, you claiming 10 different American tribes. Nigga, these are a part of the Muskogean culture. See, this is how you're ignorant. You don't study.
Go ahead, brother.
So my question to you is, how can you prove that you are from Africa using colonial records and you don't have any evidence you're from Africa in the 1500s like you just asked me?
Okay. Now, if I have ancestors that were born in Africa, they would have to come from Africa. So that automatically predates the 1500s.
Without an indigenous name.
Oh, let me finish, brother. That would prove that they wasn't already here. That's simple. Now, I got another question for you, right? You said the Etowah pottery. What is the pottery? Don't say Etowah pottery. What type of Etowah pottery?
Vases?
Vases. All right.
Yes.
So, okay. Now, what's your question, brother? What's your question?
Again, like I said, how can you prove you come from that place if you don't have an Aboriginal name for that shit? You're using European words.
Okay. We'll say that again.
How can you sit up here and lie to the people that you come from a place where you didn't even name the shit? You just going off a European measuring stick.
So basically, I'm answering a question that I already answered again. I'll answer it again because, like I said, they could call it anything. That place still exists. Just like if you was to get on a plane, fuck it, you could call it whatever you like. If you want to say, wake up and say, I'm gonna name this bitch Turtle Island, you can name it Turtle Island, but because it's named Turtle Island doesn't mean it's not there, or does it mean I don't come from there? No. You that's a dumb logic. Now I got a question for you, brother. Right? You saying that you have these bases that proves this is who you are. So is there anything that's written on those vases that lets you know this is who you are? How do we know that this vase proves who you are, brother?
Oh Lord, Jesus Christ. People did not write in the English language on the vase. They drew pictures on it. So can you decipher pictures as a writing system? No. So I ask to you again, how can you prove that you come from that place overseas if you do not have any extra details but a language that was given to you by a Greco-Roman and a white supremacist telling you that you come from someplace else and you can't even be from here?
Okay, since I'm gonna be answering the same question all night, I'm gonna just keep answering it different ways in the same way. And you
can't answer it the same way. You gotta answer it differently. I'm giving you different questions, answers.
Let me answer you. Simple. The same way you guys call yourselves American Indians. They wasn't calling themselves American. We call
ourselves specific names and gave our land.
Let him answer the question.
The same way you guys are calling yourselves American Indians, and a lot of these names, because Yamasees, that starts with the letter Y. All of those letters are English letters. So the same way you're using European letters is the same way I'm using European letters. Now, back to what I was asking you. What vase, how does a vase tell who your great parents are, and it improves your genealogy? How is that logically possible?
Right. So
It's a
they
basic.
use that in archaeology, like I fucking said, and archaeology is a part of genealogy. It's
Okay.
a point of reference
What's your
that
question?
your people were here.
What's
They
your
got
question?
genetics on that pottery. So
They got genetics.
again, like you say, like you like
What's your
to use,
question, brother?
like, I'm not finished. Because you like to use that coctogen furnace shit. So how can you prove
There
these
you go.
people are fucking African when you don't even have that oral history of these bones? Also, you don't even have these fucking people's relatives. You don't have these other genetic samples that disprove the African
So that's your
slave
question.
ship story.
So that's your
So
question.
what are you talking about? You're
Cool.
anti-archaeology now?
Cool.
What is this
All right,
shit?
let me answer your
My
question.
question is, are you anti-archaeology?
Hold on, brother, because you asked one question. I'm listening very well. You said, how come? Because they actually have the genetics of those people, and they have the genetic information of those people, and it's people that's alive today that share those same genetics, which you just slipped up and just daggered yourself because you act like I didn't hear you say it was genetics on that vase. But you had to catch yourself really quick, though. I'm listening, brother.
Catch
You said
myself?
they got genetiks. So now you believe in DNA. I'm not finished. Now you believe in DNA. So this is my question. Because I could have a, let me finish, Bill. Let me finish elaborating on what you said, and then I'm gonna ask my question. If I had a damn rock in my hand, right, and I said, "Look, I have this rock right here." And this rock take me back to my people. How? We don't even know where you got this shit from. How does that verify your genealogy, brother? It doesn't.
Right. So genetics deals with the food you eat, the fucking the people that you're fucking related to, your fucking eye color, your fucking hair texture, all of that shit, right? So how can you figure out a fucking race through a fucking continental paradigm through fucking Carl Linnaeus, nigga? A Crayola crayon concept assignment to continents is your evidence?
What's your question, brother?
Are you retarded, bro?
All right, so that's not how it works. For one,
yeah, it is, right, because your methodology is through eugenics.
Let me answer you. Because we are actually matching the people that's in Africa today. Like I have a match from somebody that's in Africa today.
So yeah, you can have an overlapping match to people in Europe and America.
Bite my tongue. Let me finish, bro. So if I'm using DNA today to find my matches and shit, you can't say it's Crayola nothing, bro. I'm still trying to fathom your magical vase that tells you who your people are, and you sitting here acting like I'm supposed to believe your magical vase proves who you are. So once again,
we gotta believe in your forgetful tree magic.
Hold on. Hold on, brother. Because I know there's no dumbass. There's nobody dumb on this platform, bro. How the fuck does a vase? A vase is archaeology, not genealogy, brother.
Yeah, that is also genealogy too, by the way.
No, it's not. It's archaeology.
Yeah, it is. Artifacts, heirlooms, land.
Hold on. It's genealogy if somebody left something on it that verifies who they were, brother. Because we don't know who gave it to you. You could have been a grave robber, a grave digger. So just because a European could be holding on to some shit from America. So because he got it now, that means that's his people, brother? You're not making no sense. So once again, how does a fucking vase prove who you are? You haven't answered it yet.
How does you claiming to be circled around a forgetful tree magic? No, you just gallop several.
Answer the question.
You just gallop several bullshit
your genealogy,
to try and filibuster and say your African claim. So
how does a vase prove your genealogy, brother? I'm not going to let you stop.
You got people's fingerprints on that vase, right? That constructed the pottery, right? People carbon date that shit too, right?
All right. So what's your question now? Because you answered.
Hello,
What's your question?
bro. You beat yourself up
No,
every fucking time.
You just said some
Oh
fingerprints.
my goodness, bro. You keep beating yourself up.
Go ahead.
How the hell can you believe that you come from Africa when those fucking
Go
genetics
ahead. What's your
overlap
question,
into
brother?
other populations?
What's your
You
question?
cannot prove you are an African
What's your
when those
question,
billions
brother?
of base pairs
What's
cannot
your
point you to nobody.
What's your question, brother?
I
'Cause
just
I'm
gave
not
you
afraid.
a question.
What's your question?
You just blurted out. How can you use that DNA shit to prove you come from Africa when all those populations overlap with those billions of base pairs?
No.
Then you're getting into claiming that we come from a race.
So that's your question. That's your question.
You
All right.
clown.
All right. Yes. I'm not gonna call you no names, bro. Because I'm about to beat your ass, intellectually. So you're basically saying some shit that don't even make any sense. You're not going to be sharing all of these genetic similarities with these people in Africa if you don't have a common ancestor. That's hands down. Now let me ask you a question back to the shit. So are you telling me that fingerprints were on a fucking vase for thousands and thousands of years, bro? That has to be the most dumbest shit I've ever heard, bro. I'm gonna keep beating you up. So what proves?
How is that a dumb thing? This is how special needs this nigga is. Motherfucker, have you ever touched pottery? Are you an artist?
Fingerprints, bro.
Are you an artist, nigga?
That's your question? Good.
No.
Let me ask you a question. No, you only get one question, brother. You only get one question, brother. You only get one question and you wasted it. No, I'm not an artist. Now, let me answer the question.
So you ain't never touched pottery. So you can't sit up here and say, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
All right, so you asked the question, so let me answer you. No, I'm not an artist. Now, let's go back to these 10,000-year-old fingerprints.
Right, so you ain't never touched a vase. You ain't never made a vase. You ain't never made a mug for your mama when you was a little kid that said #1 mom. Hold on.
Question, brother. Am I an artist? I said no. Now let me ask you a question, brother. When you're dealing with, everybody knows when you're dealing with fingerprints, right? Your fingerprints are something that's unique, right? So are you saying that your fingerprints matches the fingerprints of the people that existed thousands of years ago, even though fingerprints, nobody has the same fingerprints at all? So how the fuck, are you using fingerprints to prove who you are? Let's make it make sense.
Hold on. Aren't you familiar with CSI? You love genetics and using science, right? Hold on. This is how stupid this nigga is. So CSI also uses craniometrics. It also uses fingerprints. It also uses sperm samples. It uses DNA, right? But you can't figure out what a person's race is through some haplogroup babble. You gotta figure out through other means, like craniometrics.
Got you. Now, what's your
So again, my question is, how can you prove you are a West African without using a white man's measuring stick?
For one, let me answer you. Rick, I know, pause, no diddy. For one, Rick Kittles is a black man who has his own thousands and thousands of African database that the white man don't even got. So I answered your question. Now let me go back to my question. How? Because now you want to jump to craniology, bro. I got a whip on your ass, no diddy. How do you use fingerprints to trace your genealogy when fingerprints are unique? Don't talk about craniology, DNA. You said fingerprints on that vase proves your genealogy. So how does fingerprints prove your genealogy if they're unique, brother?
For one, you can't prove with fingerprints alone, fool.
Oh my God.
They also use bodies to connect those people to that pottery, right?
So now they got bodies.
Yes.
Damn.
Those fingerprints have bodies, right? And guess what? Those people are also related to niggas. Hello. So again,
Gang, I'm dying. So they got bodies. So what's your question, brother?
yes,
I want to have you the opportunity to ask a question as well. What's your question?
yes, Negro.
All right, what's your question, brother?
So again,
Ask me a
just
question.
like you want to claim to be from West
No,
Africa.
you answered it, brother.
No,
What's your-
no. Just like you want to claim you from Africa, right?
Uh-huh.
What tools do they use to make a connection to Black Americans if all they're using is lookership?
Uh-huh.
Answer the question.
Yes, sir. I will gladly. For one, you have something that's called mitochondria DNA that doesn't change. It actually stays the same. So if you and let's say somebody else in Africa have those same genetic markers, that would mean that your common ancestor was the same. So there's so many tools. You do know DNA is a tool. I mean, you just said it. You said CSI use DNA. So I'm starting to low-key believe
Not
that.
just that, they use craniometrics, they use fingerprints,
I gave you
all
respect,
types
brother.
of shit.
All right, let me finish answering.
But you didn't answer the question. How do they prove?
Answering the question.
Are you
brother.
answering the question? How do they prove the African shit if they're using looker shit?
Let me
What's the
finish.
question?
Let me finish, brother. Because
Gotcha.
they're not cool. They're not only using looker shit. That's what you fail to realize that, bro. I got records that prove this shit. The 1880 census. I got my great grandfather World War I draft card that proved this shit, bro. You got history. Smoke made something very clear today, brother. Smoke made something clear. Smoke said, "Why the fuck is so many niggas saying they from Africa, but ain't no fucking body saying they Indian, bro?" I'm about to write a fucking book of all the narratives of motherfuckers saying, "Yo, my peoples got snatched off that. They got brought on that boat." Thousands, but I can't find one motherfucker that said he was already here. A nigga that said, "Yo, my peoples was already here, bro." You can't find it. That's a discrepancy that you guys gotta live with, brother. Now let me ask my question. How the fuck did you get from a fingerprint to a body? Now, what body do you have that proves your DNA, brother? I mean, proves your genealogy. What's the name of this body, brother?
Brother, we got all types of fucking bodies, like Guadalupe. We got the people that's buried in the cypress caskets in Louisiana French Quarter.